admitting it.
Welcome to the Fireteam. This is the Tactical
And
Gaming
what's your first thought?
Battlefield Division podcast. Kudo 215 is here again. So is Dalish Heart. And
Pow, pow, pow.
our podcast cherry poppers today are Inconceivable, TG the Messiah, and Young Xion.
Hey, I've been in one before.
How's it going?
Or was that the lost one?
That might have been the lost one with TG Forest.
The last one.
We don't speak about that one.
No. But anywho, Ian is SA for Iron Horse now. He's one of Club Zone. A lot of we've had a long break, so a lot has happened in TG since the last podcast episode. So there's a lot to just run through really quickly. But yeah, Ian joined clubs and then went on to become SA over in Iron Horse in Xbox One. TG the Messiah jumped up to be XO of 1st Battalion in Xbox One. And Sean joined TG and also the ranks of Iron Horse now.
Sean, I think it's Sean.
Sean. Hey, listen. I am a heritageless hick.
He is now Sean.
I can
did
shorten
listen.
things.
And
He is now
corrected you.
Sean.
Now, so Ian, why did you initially pick out TG to join out of? And I gather you've been in communities before, but what made TG stand out?
Before I kind of got Battlefield shortly after I got Call of Duty. When I was playing Call of Duty, kind of let me down. Just the whole gameplay was pretty bad, and started kind of getting into BF1 and the clan at the time I was with. Pretty much played Call of Duty, so I was looking for a clan to kind of play with, a more clan that played it constantly and consistently, and not just like on a random day or something. So I just Googled Battlefield clan and found the poster from Kudo and started to hop in, and yeah, everything kind of went from there. Personally, I love it so far. Great community.
Yeah,
It's
we're
pretty
all
close and pretty friendly. So
all right.
also too, the clan I was with was everything got all political and stuff, and just I wanted to play the game for the game and enjoy friendly camaraderie, and yeah, PG gave me that.
Yeah, politics are fun. That wasn't sarcasm.
No, there was that.
So and where does your gamer tag find its origins? Where did that come from?
This isn't my first gamer tag. I actually came from PC, which I had several different names. Inconceivable came up because my brother's boyfriend at the time, he wanted me to get an Xbox so I could play with him, and couldn't think of a name, so he just thought of it on the spot. Previously, though, on PC, I played with Excellent or Sexy Excellent or Fresh and Terrorist because one of my high school friends thought France was in Russia.
What?
So
What? Wow.
So I used the gamer tag Fresh and Terrorist a little bit. There's a game years ago called Unreal Tournament, which
Goodness.
Oh, Unreal
about
Tournament.
it.
Unreal Tournament was
Yeah.
wonderful.
had a mod called Deathball.
I heard that.
Deathball is more or less like a football / soccer mix, and with that, I was called Hat Trick Hero.
Cool.
That was pretty much the gist of all my gamer tags.
All right. So, Messiah, you why did you? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've asked this question to you before, but why did you join TG? Because you've been around for a bit.
Just a little bit. I joined because I wasn't in a clan at the time. I'd recently left my old one because reasons. And I got a message from this guy. I was just playing some random game, did alright in it, And because he was, British, I went on the website and whatnot, checked out, thought, hey, if international people are recruiting internationally, then, surely it has to be a pretty good clan. So I thought, why not? So I signed up, and boom, here I am.
And that was in 360 at the time. And with Battlefield 1, you moved over to Xbox One and were with the clubs for a while. And then you moved up, and now you're XO of 1st Battalion. Also,
I go up and down a bit.
This was a really fun topic about 3-4 months ago. What is the origin of the name TG the Messiah?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Well, back in my old clan, we had a bit of reputation being quote unquote nasty people. Because it was Call of Duty, we felt we had to fit in, so we insulted the most people we ever found. Because reasons. One of the funniest things we used to do is just make fun of people's silly gamer tags, because there are a lot of silly gamer tags out there. And then there was my old gamer tag, which was Daniel Super Cool, because I was super cool.
That's up for
And
debate.
one day, I had I had revelation that maybe by having the name Daniel Super Cool, it may be a bit ironic if I make fun of other people's gamer tags. Don't know why I thought that. I just thought that. And so I decided to change my gamer tag. And because I was a fan of Monty Python, I decided to change it to the Messiah. Because for anyone who's ever seen Monty Python Life of Brian, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
The great one.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to see it.
It is a anything Monty Python is a fun reference.
Oh wait. When you say you haven't seen it, is that me being a naughty boy or Monty Python? Just to clear this up.
The first one I see way too often.
Yeah.
The second one not at all.
Oh.
What,
All
are
right.
we trying to give the impression that you're well behaved?
Well, that's a relative
I didn't
term,
realize
isn't
you were
it?
supposed to lie.
Lies make the world go round.
But what
Oh.
if the world's supposed to be square?
It still goes round.
Anyway,
Squares can rotate in
uh,
a circle.
to the to the third podcast
That's right.
version,
Users
young
share
Xian.
their rotational axis based upon their shape.
Xian, why did
Yeah.
you pick out TG among the large amount of Battlefield communities out there?
Well, I used to be heavily involved with console gaming, way back in the PS2 times. I was really heavily into the SOCOM 2 community and the Rainbow Six 3 community. Raven Shield, all those awesome classic games. And then I fell out of it, and I was playing with some different communities on PC. Most recently, I became friends with Chain to Games. They're an awesome group. I love them a lot. But I kind of wanted to get back into console because I saw that Battlefield had such a bigger presence on Xbox. It had over double the amount of people playing on it than were active on Steam. So I figured the best way to get involved with the biggest group possible and, get involved with the community would be to go to where the people are. So I just started trolling some forums, and our own wonderful, lovely guest here, Kudo, sure loves to actively recruit on forums, and I just kept seeing that name over and over and over. TG is recruiting, Kudo, Kudo, Kudo. And I was like, well, all right,
It's
if
kind
you're
of
going to
annoying.
be that persistent, I guess I'll answer,
At least you didn't actually meet her in the clan yet. Oh my god, it's 10 times worse.
It is much worse.
Well, because I know, isn't
So
there sort of
self-centered.
a group of active recruiters within TG. I know there was a push probably in the last couple of months. I saw some forum posts about it, and it was working. I basically saw that giant marketing blast, and since my kind of mantra in looking for a group was to basically go where the people are and find the most reliable people that I can try to learn from and play with as I can. I figured the name that I kept seeing the most, which was TG, would be the best way to go. So, if nothing else, the marketing blast was very successful. I certainly found it, and with the sheer number of people that I think have been rolling into BF Battalion lately, I must not be the only one.
No, not the only one. But well, and that's another thing. Like that's
One of us.
That's Battlefield. But TG also has just a plethora of games to choose from within the community, within the wider community. But like, and it's a whole network to just discover. I mean, I joined Rocket League in December because you can, depending on, because there's TW and there's tactical warfare and tactical sports. You can be a member of a division in one game in both. So I'm now
To clarify, they have different practice nights. So.
Yes, that's the main reason they allow it. So and also the Arma division on PC has a reserve forces practice schedule. So now I'm at the point where Sunday through Thursday night, and sometimes Fridays or Saturdays if Battlefield's having an optional, pretty much wall to wall with something to do on one game
cool
or another.
The cross-pollination is really cool too, because we have the website and the forums that are so active with posts that everyone can see, so you see optional events for other games that people just jump into, so you can meet people across the entire group on any given day. It's really cool.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I've really
if you put something into it, you get something out of it for sure.
I've really liked playing around with those Arma guys, because that's just a whole different beast of a game from Battlefield. Very much more milsim centric, but it's been kind of an eye opener on following the formations and small unit tactics that we use, just keeping your dispersion and keeping each other covered and calling things out. But anywho, so within Battlefield Division, specifically, I know this one came into Xbox One, 1st Battalion. We're doing a TDM operation in amongst ourselves, which I've heard some excitement for, because it's a little bit of competitiveness between the squads. We all like to think we're the best. But the first round is Clubs v Iron Horse, and it's interesting. We've got a mix of those two squads here tonight. Oh yeah, we've run into each other before.
A long running competition. Yeah, won't be the first time we've gone head to head, so it'll be an interesting way to start the operation. We'll see.
Yeah, I believe this will be my first time being present for one of these, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, this is a much more laid back
You
one.
wouldn't have wanted to be at the last ones.
Yeah.
No, there were some kinks to work out, but they were.
We don't speak of those either.
They were okay. No, there were kinks to work out, and I think most of the kinks have been worked out for these next few. You know, we learned from mistakes, and
especially with the update coming out now for Battlefield 1 with the actual private servers. Only took them, 6 months?
Only
better than how long it took them for BF4, to be fair. But that's exactly why it's kind of not fair.
So,
they already knew what tools were working.
And then they test everything more on PC before they do it on
It's
console.
because it's
like
easier.
garbage
It's faster.
and favoritism. I don't care about fastness. I care about results.
Dang.
You know,
And
That's where the results come from.
Well,
Like,
maybe
Come
they
from
should
P-
test on
Yes.
everything.
Eventually,
It's so easy.
eventually for console, just because getting it off the ground, CTE is going to stick to PC because that's an easier test environment. They can push updates faster, doesn't have to go through an external service, and they can just get it done and balance the game, which is what they're trying to focus on right now. Soon enough, CTE I'm sure will come to premium members on console. And they'll be doing as much of a similar thing on console as they have been with the CTE and PC. And I've already seen clips of a neat new map called Neville Knights, or Neville Knights, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Neville.
Excited.
It looks neat, and I like that
What do
it's
you
kind
wanna
of I like the lighting.
Well, I have been to
It'll be
France.
kind of an
I
homage
know.
to the night map. You don't know everything, Messiah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay?
I never said I did, but I know how to say
It's
Neville.
implied.
Right. Allegedly.
Well, it sure ain't Neville.
Could it be Neville?
I didn't say Nivell. I said Neville or Neville.
But
I think it'd be
I like
Neville.
Neville.
Neville. It's probably Neville.
Neville.
Yeah.
Neville.
Neville.
Or if you're going to anglicize it, it'd be Neville.
Look, if there is not at least one call out on that map called Longbottom, I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah. That's and
Long bottom bridge.
hey, who says that's out of the question? Did you all saw the house Easter egg from Up in the new DLC, right? You didn't see that?
No.
Oh my god! You go around, shoot some bottles, shoot some weather vanes, and then boom, the house from Up
Shoot
goes floating
stuff.
across the map.
Oh. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen the videos. I haven't done it myself.
I haven't
How
done
do
it
I
myself
join
either. It's like
planes?
it's such a silly thing to be in a game, but like it's an Easter egg. People who are into that will be all over it, and they have been. So
I
it'll.
like how two of you are following me around this fort, yet I have no idea where I'm going.
You guys are
What
playing
makes you think I know where
TDM
I'm
on
going?
Monte Grappa, aren't you?
No.
No,
It's the,
On the new DSC.
Fort DeVoe.
Yeah.
We're on Fort Vo, and I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
just running around. Have no idea where the enemy is,
Fair enough.
but somehow I found them.
But anyway, yeah, that's what else have we been doing in Battlefield?
Would anyone like to weigh in on the changes coming into the gadget respawns and how that's going to change the support class?
I'm not sure I'm familiar
I've never heard of
with it.
that.
I know about them.
What, are
I
you
know
talking
about
about the-
medic things,
the
where it's gonna be
upcoming?
medic spotting, but I'm not familiar with what that is. Shion, you want to give like a summary of it, maybe?
Sure, absolutely. I know they're making some changes with how quickly gadgets come back, and I know that they started by applying it to the mortar, where you cannot just immediately resupply it the way you can with some of the other side weapons, such as flares or cable. It's where you can immediately get those back from a support player. You also have to go through a timed an amount of time before the gadget actually comes back. And I believe what the new plan is to start setting all gadgets to have a timed resupply in that manner. And by standing near a support player with their gadget, it just lowers the amount of time it takes to get it back, rather than allowing you to just immediately resupply it out of a resupply pack.
That's interesting. So it's basically including mandatory wait times.
Well,
I'm understanding.
and I
How much does it lower the wait time by, and what is the current wait time? Because if I want supplies, I want it now. I don't want to wait.
they've already changed the wait time for a lot of the assault gadgets and pretty much every grenade. Like that happened the last update. If you read through
Yeah,
it,
they've been
they
messing around with it a
did
lot.
tweak it, and I think that's why they're going this direction. People have been whining about. I say whining; it sounds harsh, but people have had not necessarily unreasonable complaints about grenade spam. So maybe if they can curtail grenade spam, then there's not so much of a reason to keep so much dispersion that one cannot be resupplied while you're in game. As far as like the balanced squads will run, that will be throwing down health and ammo at every stopping point where they regroup.
And if I had
like
to
the,
make
the
it,
nade
yeah.
regen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I personally like the nade regens. It's kind of a little.
That makes
little
life easier.
surprise.
Yeah,
because-
I think it's I don't think it's as crazy as it used to be. I think they added so many gadgets that are explosive and can be thrown that it happens on a constant basis. Like they tossed in. Well, I mean, you got the AT grenades for the assault class, so that's just 2 extra grenades if they're on an infantry map. And then they added support's stupid little grenade crossbow, which is only useful against infantry. So,
If I could say something about those AT grenades, am I the only one who's noticed that they seem to work better against yourself than the enemy?
yeah, I would agree to that. You have to be very careful with using those.
Like,
The light
you
anti-tank
drop
grenade,
one of
right?
those 10 meters away from yourself, you die. You drop one of those 5 meters away from the enemy,
Oh.
they don't die.
Oh, are you talking about the AT grenades or the AT grenades or the light AT grenades, like the assault class ones or the every class ones?
Both.
But well, yeah,
The-
fair enough.
Anti-tank grenades?
You mean the
From assault
specialty ones with
class?
the larger
Oh, okay.
head, the assault class?
The big old
Yeah.
maracas or the larger stick grenades?
The one that are called anti-tank grenades, not the light anti-tank grenades?
Oh, okay. Huh,
Yeah.
yeah. I would.
Better get killing yourself than anyone
Yeah.
else.
They will definitely
Yeah.
do more harm to you than they will surrounding enemies, especially infantry.
Which I
Which I
think
think
that
is-
should be reversed.
I don't know. I think it's fair because it.
Or at least make it even, so that way it damages the enemy as much as it damages yourself.
But I think what they're trying to do is discourage AT or assault players from using those AT
Discouraging
gadgets
me from
against
using
infantry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point, yeah. But and I'm fine with that because it means it means the assault class playing more to its role, which is anti-vehicle.
Right.
Yeah, one thing I did hear is that they're gonna actually start putting in the timers so you can actually like more or less pull the pin, hold it for a few seconds, and throw it. Then
That'll
we'll make
be
the
cool.
impact grenades kind of useless.
I like it that it impacted on vehicles and detonated straight away, but I didn't like it where sometimes you would throw it at a vehicle and then it would bounce off of it. And
Yeah,
be useless.
that I have seen very little of that lately, though. They did fix that.
Yeah,
And I
they
think that
usually
was-
slow down impact lately.
That was just a hit detection issue, I feel. And I think that's been... I mean, I haven't seen it in the past 2 weeks.
I think that was just a Messiah detection issue. They're like, oh, look at
Yeah.
him, he's throwing grenades again. Let's just not have them blow up.
So much for this turd.
Yeah, they've dedicated like someone in DICE to just watch me play and be like, nope. He should have killed that person. Nope.
All right, so this may be a bit more of a question that shows a little bit of my noobish side here. Something that I found I have some frustration with, and now that you mentioned they might be being able to cook grenades properly, I find that I don't know if it's just me not knowing some kind of proper button combination, but once you actually pull a grenade, especially since there's no timer on it for how long you can cook it currently, I don't know how to actually put it back, since obviously I haven't pulled the pin since it never explodes.
Swap
Then I
your
just
weapons.
kinda
Just
stand there.
switch weapons.
The-
Just press
I
Y.
found that when I was trying to tap why it wasn't working. Maybe because it was pre-round? We were doing it during practice scrims, so I don't know if it works differently then, but
Well,
maybe
honestly,
I'll have to take that to the test lab.
and I can't say as to what works.
Oh,
I mean, I don't
bloody
think
hell.
that would work differently in pre-round, but there are a
No,
lot
it
of
wouldn't.
things that are
Well, it would.
out of
Whatever
basically
the
out of
right
the
answer is.
game in pre-round. So I yeah, I don't know. I would love to see the UI return in pregame.
You actually have to hit
Oh,
X
yeah.
instead of Y.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I just tried it.
I tried that myself too, except instead of pressing the grenade button, I pressed the right bumper to request orders.
Nice.
But you're leader.
Don't worry,
you can't
guys. I've only
request
been playing
orders.
this game since like 4 days before its official release.
Yeah,
date.
you're squad leader
Oh my
in
God.
TDM now. You can look how much you can do. Look at all the power.
And I mean,
I'll
that
request
right
a
bumper's
medic.
important. No, the most important thing you can do
I'm at-
is to spam request orders.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of those
that's true.
people. I'm at full health, but I need a medic.
Me
Hey, we
and
got a Genji player, everybody.
Da-
We got a Genji
Yeah,
player.
Has
Overwatch
anybody-
connect with this on an emotional level?
has anybody run into this thing that me and the front office ran into last night when we were playing? It's
I don't know what it is.
right. So why interrupt me?
Wrecked.
So anyway,
Touche.
Savage.
there's this thing we ran into playing Conquest while we were just running around. We weren't even using the like the social wheel or the order wheel or whatever the multiple functions it has. We weren't even using it, but constantly our soldiers were stuck saying, "Get out of the vehicle," over and over and over again. I could not get it to stop.
Well, maybe you should have
We were
I've
we
listened to
never
that.
we
heard
we
that
both
before. That's
Gone
we
out
both
of the damn vehicle.
we both no we were not in a vehicle. We had spawned multiple times as infantry since that started happening, and it just did not stop.
Were you driving?
No,
Like, were you playing Xbox in your car?
no.
Oh, okay.
It must have just gotten stuck.
But yeah, no, it was very weird, and I like we tried using the social the order wheel and stuff to say different things, request orders, say affirmative, go, whatever, and what have you, and nothing worked. It just kept coming back, and it would do it for like 30 seconds straight, and then finally it would stop,
Well-
and then we'd mention it again, and it would come back.
I think that was
I've
your
seen
punishment
it
for using a
in
Mortarland
the
ship.
feed, like
Nope.
the squad feed. Where it's just
if
like this person kept
that's
requesting
what you
you
get
get
No,
out of
for
the
being
vehicle.
no,
one
nothing
of
was
those
showing up in the
people
squad feed except
requesting
when we
people
were
get out of vehicles.
trying to get
Or
rid of
your
that
person
of hearing
kept
that.
screaming it.
Yeah, the
or
person
what?
kept screaming it.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like it was repeating in the squad feed. It was just I kept hearing it from my player model.
Maybe he was just coping.
I don't know that, but you know, it was kind of weird
Did you
to
die in
see.
a tank? Like, he's
No.
reliving his past life.
Our-
and
the
he
the
just-
beginning of the
Battlefield works
to everyone
really
else.
hard
the
to
beginning
balance
of the
that
round
out.
the beginning of the round for both of us was to hop into a car and go about halfway across the map until some blueberry jumped out, and then we both hopped out and went along our way. But then, like, of course, the match started properly, and we died a couple of times, and this thing just did not go away. Both of our player models kept screaming, "Get out of the vehicle!"
Should you try changing the comments to see if they would fix it?
We did. We said we
Did
like
you
we
try
actually
turning it off and on again?
Did you microwave it?
Nice IT card reference.
Microwaving helps.
I mean, from a pure game design standpoint, what it probably did is it just had it flagged from before the game, and then the flag never got cleared. So normally when there's a context-sensitive thing that you say, like from vaulting over something or from being under fire, it probably just always queued up that same voice line over and over.
Well, it was annoying, but we played through it. Because the game was going well enough, and it was the first time in a while that both of us had played Amiens. Anywho, so that's Battlefield. We've had more games come out since the last podcast. A lot of really exciting ones.
Like
Wildlands,
Ghost Recon?
yeah, we've been
Yeah.
playing that. No, not you. That
Little
game
bit.
is fun.
Yeah, Dalish doesn't play that.
Yeah.
Dalish doesn't do a lot of things.
That is true.
Dalish is fun though.
Just got my copy tonight. I haven't played it yet. No spoilers.
I mean,
Wait, what?
if you want no
Spoilers?
spoilers, don't play multiplayer, Ian, because you'll
Wait,
you'll
is
never
there-
actually hear the story.
Is there a blue book? Is there a blue
Speaking
book?
of,
Like,
I haven't finished the game yet. I'm still working
Neither
on
have I.
it. I'm taking my time.
I have to. I've been
Ah.
trying to do it like late at night after everyone's off, so that I don't have somebody else in the game with me missing, like,
You
or
know
who's already seen all these
But-
cutscenes and
what
stuff.
twist?
Yeah, but I'll
No.
play it.
actually
Well,
set the private
Yeah.
system
I
to
can,
only
but-
you.
I can, but then there are people like you know, and I don't want to
What
forget.
twist? You can
I don't-
kick people.
I don't like forgetting
Or you could be
About the
antisocial,
fact
like
that
some
I
people like
have
Conipto.
showed myself offline.
Ah,
Because, you know, sometimes people like Deputy or Messiah are up late at night and they're like,
what?
oh, he's playing Wildlands. I kind of feel like doing that.
I never
I
did
just
that.
jumps in.
No, I know you didn't. No, you'll jump into a party. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
And
never did
I,
that.
did, I didn't
Well,
didn't
the good
mind
news
it.
is no one
I didn't
plays
mind
it
it the last
anymore,
time Deputy
so-
did that either.
Yeah.
Most everyone I know has already
Hey,
played the game.
actually,
Sweet.
if anything, you did that to Dalish and I last night.
I did? You guys were playing
Ooh.
Battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah. And who jumped in our party at midnight?
Yeah, that's different than Ghost Recon, a game that I haven't finished and is open world.
Oh, because it's a game.
That's what-
Oh,
I don't know what happens in Battlefield 1.
I think it's also very important to point out the recent fantastic trend of competitive Uno.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah. So tonight I bought it. They didn't play with me. So I haven't
You guys
played
really
it
got to get
myself.
that.
Did you
from
not
this
make
poker
it in
so
that
we
night?
can play some games.
It's-
I really
No,
think
because-
we need to work on getting an Uno ST. We gotta start taking this seriously. I think TG can be
Put
truly
that in tactical
competitive.
sports.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I think we could take TG to the next level.
we like
And really, you know.
we could
get
just
Uno in
schedule it on
Well,
the calendar and
Hang
say
on. So you
open
like
Uno
Okay.
night.
poker? Anyone like
I'm sorry,
playing
what was that?
Poker?
Hmm?
You like
No,
playing
not really.
poker?
I
Right.
also,
bad at
I
it,
also
too.
like
Hold on.
poker. Isn't there? Is it a Friday or a Saturday night?
It's a
poker?
Friday.
I forget. I haven't played
It's
with them
Friday
yet.
night.
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch was running it, but then apparently they couldn't run anymore, and Battlefield was meant to take over. But I never heard anything about that. I don't know, but it was fun. I played it a couple of times. I took like
Apparently, you won. The
Everyone's
last one
winning.
game I heard about.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
took 12 grand off Devil Dogs from Battlefield, and I took maybe about 5 grand from the Overwatch people.
Good. Teach him a lesson.
It is fun when you're winning.
Yeah.
is true.
Any
Well,
game's
I'm
fun
not
when
good
you're
at
winning almost.
Considering
Well,
I just
actually, that's not
literally
true.
threw away thousands at the start of the game. I thought it was a pretty good turnaround.
that's a point.
Everybody likes a good underdog story.
Yeah.
No.
Also, another game that's come out has, and I don't know if anybody here has been playing it. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mm-mm.
I have
I heard.
No.
I heard that's a Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
I've
You
heard
may have.
extremely
I
mixed
heard it.
opinions on it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
me
and
too.
what I've heard is that if you like Mass Effect, like die hard like Mass Effect, you'll hate Andromeda, which I heard the same thing about Mass Effect 3.
I heard
I was
the
okay
exact
with-
same thing about liking Rogue One for Star Wars.
Yeah, but
Mm.
is,
And I
the thing
loved
is,
Rogue
yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah, but
I
you're
could-
an insane Star Wars fan.
One. You're not wrong.
well, that's the thing. Like
Like,
one of the things I heard was
really-
that if you're really into Star Wars, you will hate Rogue One. And I'm like, why?
That's not true. Yeah. Well, that
That was
wasn't
pretty
true.
They're just
I
mad
love
because there
Star
wasn't
Wars, I
like
love
a
Rogue
million lightsaber battles.
No,
Yeah.
there aren't supposed to be lightsaber battles in Rogue One.
I'm going to throw it out there. It
Okay,
has
what do you-
replaced Empire Strikes Back as my favorite Star Wars.
Huh?
Wow,
Rogue One?
Really?
Or,
Yeah.
or
I-
the- or
Interesting.
Literally,
Seven.
I love Rogue One
That is strong.
more
That is strong opinions.
than the other Star Wars.
That
I'll be honest,
that
number 7's my
is
favorite so far out of all of them.
Really?
If I speak, I will
Those are-
die, so I'm gonna stay
didn't
silent.
like number 7 from the start because I felt that it was pretty much a copy and paste of A New Hope,
Okay.
where
I think.
look, our heroes stranded on a desert planet. They are rescued or
I
rescue
think we
themselves.
don't-
They leave the planet. They join the
I think we
resistance,
don't know enough
and
about
then
the
they beat an
story.
impossible battle station.
Personally, I don't think we know enough about the story to know how much of a copycat it is. It had to set it up somehow, and it had to.
Oh,
tie,
I had to watch
it had a,
several times again just to like fully appreciate it. For me, it was one of those movies, but I do like it. Yeah, I do like it now. But when I first saw it, I had
Still,
very mixed opinions on it.
still haven't
Interesting.
seen it. I'm a really bad person.
You are
Do you
a
have it-
terrible
well,
human being.
Then you
Neither
are
have
a
I.
bad person. I own it, so.
I
don't know.
own it.
We'll talk later, Conipto.
Yeah, just send that my way.
I've just
Okay.
never been a huge Star Wars fan in general, so.
Well, and-
that's because you are a Doctor Who fan, and that's blasphemy.
I think the biggest shame Star Wars was that they decanonized all of the extended universe that followed up the original trilogy
Oh, yeah.
because
That is pretty devastating.
that was a treasure trove of fantastic plot devices, and they could have absolutely just made a
However-
movie adaptation of about every novel that was put out.
Well,
They just
yeah,
decided
they
to
could
say
have,
nah.
but when you look at a lot of the stuff from the EU, you think about it now, and it's just like that is the most ridiculous stuff ever. It is some ways like the old comic books where characters are just so overpowered because of story, and I like the way
Sounds
that
like
they
you're
did
talking
remove
about
it
Thrawn.
for the fact that you are able to, you can't predict what's going to happen because there is nothing written down.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
they base the movies off the EU, then it's like, oh yeah, I know
Well,
what's going to happen
and
because I
yeah,
read all these and I know the law.
I get that they did that because they bought the licensing changed hands.
Well, yeah.
And so they did kind of need a clean slate. But
Insert Disney
still,
comments here.
I feel like it's because they weren't willing to go through all that lore and give it a shot.
And I
there
do
was some
think Luke
really good
Skywalker
stuff.
Was way overpowered in the EU. It's like, oh well, he can do this now. Dang.
In the EU, what do you mean? What did they? Oh, extended universe.
Luke
God.
Skywalker in the EU.
You throw out acronyms like EU,
Yeah,
everybody
thanks,
thinks
countries.
Europe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, EU extended universe.
yeah. Context. Nice.
Oh yeah, because we were just talking about Europe in Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Daisy
European.
Ridley has an accent.
Elite controller talk. We haven't gone
Which
over
one was
that,
she?
have we?
Was she?
I don't know how many people can talk about it.
I
I
mean,
don't know the
Talk about
actors'
what?
names, but
I
was
can.
she the one who played Rey?
Yes, that's Daisy Ridley. And then
Oh. Who was the one who played Jin?
Jane Erso. I cannot remember for the life of me.
Because she's hot.
Google knows. You would.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a guy?
Yeah.
well, or that, and you put any name into Google followed by hot, you might just get the results you're looking for.
I don't know, that or you get them on fire.
It's not
I
like,
mean, either way, you're entertained.
yeah,
I'm
It's-
sorry, but if I put in Kudo hot, I think I might break my phone.
yeah. It's a little.
Felicity Jones, by the way.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, if you type in like
covered this
Anakin
already, calm
Skywalker
down.
hot, different result.
Yeah.
There was I heard about a fun. Well, this was like, I think Funhouse played this Google. They played their Google Trends game. And one of the things they put
There's
in
some crumbs.
Google was sexy Pikachu, and it turns out somebody that the Rooster Teeth people know came up, a cosplayer.
Oh my god.
That was like the first result.
Oh no.
But yeah,
That's bad.
those guys are outrageous.
That's true. Still.
Well, if we think about it, they could have found something worse.
True. Yeah. Oddly enough, it was a picture of a person in a picture of a cosplayer as opposed to something that wasn't real, but the
Something to do with
horribleness
Rule 34
of
the internet.
yeah. It's like the
Oh my
order
God, where was
order
this monkey?
66 of the internet. Anything you Google can be ruined by one result.
Isn't that Rule 34?
No, Rule 34
No,
is
those
something
are
that's
very different rules.
NSFW and not, good for this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You're
Try
right.
it out
My
and
bad.
try it out in Twitter. I'm not recommending trying
However,
out.
if you
Don't
look
put
up, I think
hashtag
it's-
NSFW in Twitter ever.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I think, though, if you look up what
My
Rule
bad.
34.4 is, that's if it exists, there's a Minecraft version of it.
That may be accurate.
I could see that.
Like, the stuff you see on Minecraft where they've actually made computers
They
and
go insane. There's like actually
Yeah.
elements of
If
engineering in
Someone with
Minecraft, especially if
Redstone
you're in
actually
like
created a
a
computer that could play Pong.
Sky Factory.
I
Yeah.
saw
It's
something.
insane
I
of
don't
what
know
they're doing
how
there.
true it is, but someone made a thing in Minecraft that does a Skype call. I don't know how true it is.
Really?
Yeah.
That has to be a mod.
Yeah.
That
that's
has
what
to be
I'm
third
thinking,
party,
but,
yeah.
Oh my lord. That would
Well,
be
no,
cool,
they have
though.
command blocks now too, which do give you a lot more
Oh, really?
ability. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They add
Kudos
a
the
little extra
Minecraft nerd.
functionality.
In
I am not. Calm down. I don't know. I've
You
never
mean
heard
But-
of the thing. I don't know.
Minecraft or,
What's Minecraft?
like,
I
play
don't know what you're
Minecraft?
talking about.
huh? What was that, Dalish?
She
Remember
just
that
found me playing
time?
Minecraft and just railed into me. It was upsetting.
Oh, is that why we stopped
yeah.
playing Minecraft?
Phrasing?
Ah, jeez.
Phrasing? What phrasing?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with this.
Hey,
Anyway.
Yeah, it's if
Dude,
you're
I
talking about
remember that time
Minecraft,
we were playing,
railing in somewhere is not a problem.
Yeah,
It's actually
we
Anyway.
more
were
convenient.
TG appropriate, guys.
Yeah, PC.
Um,
Who they
what?
were playing on that old TG server for Minecraft, and we found that woodland mansion, and then we burnt
Oh,
it
yeah.
down and gave Deputy the map and told him to go find it.
I do remember that.
That's
Those were some good times.
beautiful.
It's
At
like,
least you got
it
reinvolved.
sounds evil.
was
It
it what,
was.
5 or 10 in-game kilometers away?
It was a bit.
It was a long walk.
It was a journey. But
And a journey, if I remember correctly, you didn't partake on.
You're right.
I wasn't
I
there.
used you.
Yeah.
Promise you that.
No, you weren't.
Well, that's true.
When was this?
They're in Minecraft
Pass.
craze.
Next question.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So, second or third week of January.
Yeah, probably.
This year?
Yeah?
No, it was last year.
Was it?
I don't know. It was a time
It has
happened.
to have been last year. A long time ago in a galaxy
in
far,
a galaxy
far away. How
far,
about
far
that?
away. Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Naboo was under attack? What?
Oops.
Saw that me and Gwagon?
So what other games are out?
Did you know
Oh.
I actually liked Phantom Menace?
I don't mind.
I
Cool.
enjoyed
I'm with you on that.
that one.
Like,
It was okay.
The
now that
sword
I'm an
fighting
adult,
game.
I do hate Jar Jar a lot. I agree with
Eh,
that. But
Yeah.
I don't
when
mind
you
it.
think about it,
Jar Jar was
when I
for
a
the
kid,
kids.
I love Jar Jar. And
I
they
understand
did
why
give
you
us
like it in
now
Star
a
Wars.
canon
Yeah.
information of what happened to Jar Jar afterwards. So that kind of gives closure to everyone.
Well, supposedly he might be in the new movie.
Oh, no.
Wow.
He
That-
ended up as
that's
a
a
street
wild
performer
theory.
shunned by
They're gonna put.
everyone. Because
Wait.
of
Oh
what he
no,
did
they're gonna put Jar
to
Jar
giving
Binks
Empire Rise
as
to
a
power.
character in something like a Disney movie. What?
What was the name of that one droid? It was like really
C3PO?
ridiculous. in
C3PO?
Rogue One. No, Rogue One.
Oh, K2SO.
Yeah.
There you go, K2SO.
He was amazing.
He was like, he was like
Oh,
the
I like that one.
wisecracker.
Yeah.
That slap that he gave to Cassian near the start of the movie
That was
improv.
yeah. I
That
found
was-
that out
Yeah.
recently.
And Cassian had to cover his face because he was laughing.
When I first watched Rogue One on my flight back from Boston, that was the exact moment where the entire onboard system rebooted and the movie restarted.
Oh no.
So I said, "Screw it! I'm going to sleep." I woke up, the movie was over, and then I went back down to Arkansas and was at the track, and somebody was watching it while they were simulcasting. so I just
Nice.
finished it there.
I remember the last time I went on a plane. I was traveling to Germany, and
I mean, I would assume
because
not Australia.
the world hates Australia, they like to release things a long time after everywhere else. Like, for some reason, places in Africa somehow get new release movies before Australia. Don't ask me how. And I remember the movie Bolt, you know, the one with the dog,
Oh god.
I
like,
saw it,
recently
but,
come
yeah.
out, and it hadn't been released in Australia, but I took off in the Emirates plane, and they had Bolt on there, so I'm like, oh yes, get to watch a movie before everyone else. Suckers.
Yeah, you get to pretend you're normal for
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's you get to watch a movie
Battlefield
before everybody else.
answered
You
my
get to be a
praise,
regular human being, not an Australian.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
living in Mexico
With
sucks. because
Battlefield-
movies came out like 2
with
weeks
Battlefield
later.
with Battlefield 1 though, you know how if you had the deluxe early enlisters edition or whatever, you got it 3 days early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for whatever
They started that kind of
God-knows
extra
reason
early,
why,
didn't they?
They decided to actually release it the right day in Australia. So
Right.
it's meant to be, you know, a Tuesday, but instead of a Tuesday American time, they released it on a Tuesday Australian time. So I got it 4 days before.
Well,
what
they
it
had
would
to-
normally be
Wow.
released in America.
they had to do it digitally, really close next to each other, and then the only reason they were staggering any other release times were because of physical media. So they
That
kind
went
of
right over my head, but okay.
Mhm.
well, like if you were going to pick up a physical copy,
What are you talking about?
they would only start releasing
Okay.
at this time here, and they it became kind of staggered,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
I don't know. I bought it
I'm pretty sure it
through the Xbox store because it was so much cheaper. Because that's another thing the world hates. They make Australia pay so much more for games.
Because your currency isn't as good.
Well, that's
well, I'm also
the
Isn't
point,
it
though.
also tariffs and stuff? Like the
Yeah,
actual
importing.
true
Yeah.
cost
Well,
ends
when
up
you-
being way higher.
But when you think about it, new release game in America costs about $60 average, yeah?
Generally.
Then-
70.
then
Basic
tax on
version.
top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the conversion rate to Australian dollar, which puts it up to about $70.
No,
Australian.
it's going to be
Then,
seven.
yeah,
It's going to be
there's the
70 US
and
because of
everything.
tax.
But also, too, if you get it through Amazon, within the first some weeks it's released, you get 20% off.
Yeah, there's that.
That's what I've been doing.
But like,
Wait
and
a day.
sales
No, I'm
tax in
talking
the
about
US
a
also
hard
depends
copy
on.
in store.
Yeah, in store you'll be dealing with sales tax. That also varies by state. I know.
Well, it's different here because we actually have a set thing. And our
Right.
things are different
Well, most
in
states do.
regards to
So
taxes. But
even at
base
7%,
price,
if you're
$60.
paying for a $60 game, you're going to end up basically at $70 US.
Anyway. My point I'm making here is the basic release price now for new games is anywhere between $100 and $110. So
Australian
I want
or
to know
US?
at which point do they... Yeah, Australian. At which point does they a
Dang.
almost 100% increase on the game price from the US to Australia.
Plus, isn't the rules for like how the rating system works way different? Like, aren't they like way stricter and more stuff gets banned?
I think it's probably more.
I
in the US
don't think the
than
rating
Australia.
system would come into actual price differentiation.
Not in this case. I'm just more saying as far as availability goes in general.
There have been some games that I know have been banned, but I don't know what or why. We're not like, China or North Korea where we're just like, no, we don't want our people to have nice things.
Well,
How long are you talking
that
about?
one copy of Outlast was initially rated
I never played Outlast.
as not applicable to Australian population,
Which is-
but it ended up being like a draft only or something. So I don't end up being okay, but
Which is also kind of a cool segue because Outlast 2 comes out tomorrow.
Does it?
there's a 2.
They're not going
I
for the
haven't even
Halloween
played it.
release, huh?
Played like him as the first one, scared the crap out of me.
I haven't played it
Outlast
yet.
What was
tomorrow.
Outlast?
I'm thinking about streaming it for my first playthrough.
I think it'd be funny.
Which one
I'd
was
watch
Outlast?
it.
What was that about?
There's the one
Oh,
where you
yeah,
have
that
nothing
was
but a
the,
camera and you're running from like horrible
There were a few
monsters through an
YouTubers today that
insane
had part
asylum.
one of their
Yeah, it
playthrough.
was the one that was
out.
released as a free game not too long ago.
Yeah.
For gold.
Yeah.
That's our last
Exactly.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting that confused with The Last of Us.
Oh, no.
Very
Big
different.
Is that
difference.
the one with the plant zombie virus thing?
No.
Yes.
That's
Wait,
one that's only
yes.
on PlayStation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was-
Not on Xbox One.
That was one of the
Names
few
are similar.
games.
I got confused because I hadn't played either one anyway.
The Last of Us is one of the few games that makes me really want a PlayStation.
Well, that's why
I'm
I
getting
got
a
a
PlayStation
PlayStation
soon.
3 a while ago. Because I just wanted to
Oh.
play games like Killzone
not gonna-
and
I don't play it much, but
something else.
Pretty
Another
much the
game that
only
was
reason I would
exclusive.
have a PlayStation is for Horizon and The Last of Us and Uncharted.
Killzone.
I
I'll
really
just go
want
to my
Horizon.
friend's place and play their PlayStation.
I don't have friends, so.
Well,
You
you're not
have
wrong.
us.
No, she doesn't.
But yeah, Horizons, I'm really excited to play that game.
That looks pretty neat.
I know how the game ends.
But no spoilers, please.
Shush
It
your
ends
face.
with credits.
Wow. You had to do
Dang.
it.
Man,
You had to
no
do
one
I
it.
don't
concerned
actually know
about
that
spoilers
for a
has
fact.
ever heard that joke. Guaranteed.
Wow,
I've
this guy
actually
just
never heard it
teabagged
before.
me. It's Kool-Aid Man teabagged me.
Oh,
You, sir,
yes.
are garbage.
How inappropriate.
I'll just go
Like,
kill him
I
a bunch.
came up,
Right,
he
Garish?
turned around, and I smacked him with my
Huh?
hatchet,
Oh,
except
gosh.
because of lag reasons, he managed to
I
get
don't wanna talk
behind
about
me and then
this.
stabbed me with his bludgeon. And he's like, oh, man,
he
I'm so
stabbed
good.
you with a bludgeon? He must have hit pretty
Yeah.
hard.
Mm.
Like,
Ha,
that-
take that,
isn't a
Kool-Aid Man.
bludgeon's tip like,
Yeah, filthy
Remnant?
mudblood.
But like, there
It's like
is
being
no tip.
it's like being stabbed
Exactly.
with a baseball bat. I'm just impressed that you managed it mechanically.
yeah.
Yeah, but it has
I'm
like,
like, wow.
well, then it would be like getting stabbed with a baseball bat that has nails in it. Because it does have those spikes.
The pointy, like the tip
That's-
first.
that's
or,
still
like, the
more
side?
That's still more along the lines of being
Are we talking about the
mauled than
baseball
being
bat or the
stabbed.
nails?
Well, then I guess then it comes down to your definition, because you can get stabbed by a nail, but if the nail is then put into a blunt object, are you then bludgeoned with it or stabbed?
Mm.
No, I would
Simultaneous.
say that's where it transitions to being mauled.
Now the real
But
question,
isn't
though,
mold actually where you like definition of mold insert?
Yeah?
well, what
Insert?
was that? Semantics. I think it's key that we here today solve the problem and answer the question: is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Ooh. That's tough.
But it goes in a bun, so I know what you're saying.
I say yeah.
But no.
I say yes. I say yes.
That is a weird meat. To put
It
in a
is.
sandwich.
It's. I mean, okay. So
Delicious.
let me answer your question with a question, Shion. If you turn a hoagie, a hero, or a sub on its side, what do you then have still?
What does that have to
Well,
do with the price
you have
of
a
eggs?
sideways whatever it was before. I mean,
Right, but like
it's
the opening is at the
orientation
top.
in 3D space does
Right.
not necessarily define what it is. Unless you're trying to say it's a calzone, but in that case, it needs to be fully wrapped.
What's a
and baked.
calzone?
You what?
This is for the
Did you
non.
just
like,
ask?
Did you
Australians.
just asked what a calzone is?
Did you actually ask
Never
that?
heard of a calzone?
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry,
Messiah,
none of you knew what a
this is
Tim
the
Tam was,
non-Australians.
so don't.
I knew what a Tim Tam was.
Cultural differences.
You
Eventually,
Didn't know about
Then
it
again-
before Kudo because I
I
had to educate you, and
yeah,
then you went to an
well-
Australian store and bought it and basked it.
I knew a Tim Tam was a candy.
And its glow.
I didn't associate it with Australia.
Honest,
Candy.
Kudo?
What? I don't know
Wow.
what he's saying.
A
But I
Tim
did
Tam
try
isn't
it.
candy.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's no, it isn't.
No, it is.
Yes,
It
it
is a
is.
candy.
It is
Well,
considered
what
a candy in the
includes
U.S.
candy in the American definition?
Anything that's
Sugar.
kind of a sweet.
Yeah.
Anything
sugar.
that has a sweet. So is that like literally everything in the American diet?
Well, right. Does that
No.
count as a
No.
cupcake candy?
Because
It's
sweets do not
It's
equal
largely a
salts.
sugary snack.
It's a
I don't
bakery
cook
item.
with butter or with.
Well, you can have
So, In that sense.
caramel, like salted caramel chocolate, can't you now?
Yeah, sure,
Yes.
but there's chocolate involved.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be
Yeah.
a sweet?
Candy.
Yes.
Still candy.
We
Yeah.
But
we
it has
don't
salt.
distinguish it too much. We
Yeah.
just rolled
But-
into
Yeah, it's
one.
still candy.
Look. When I say salty stuff, I'm talking about French fries, potatoes, meatloaf, stuff that I do not drench in
Meatloaf.
chocolate.
But it's America, don't you put everything in
What
chocolate
type of
and then deep fry
meatloaf
it?
do you have?
No,
I don't
Only
like
if we
chocolate,
have,
so no.
only if we have the option of
the kind that's not drizzled in chocolate because no one does that. Dalish.
Unless it's fondue, in which case people
Who
do
has
it.
salty meatloaf?
We
Uh,
forgot
be-
about
wait.
fondue.
Unless it's chef's chocolate.
Yeah, but like,
Lots of
what do
fondue
you have with
is-
fondue? You have like strawberries
All of it.
and
All
stuff
of
like
it.
that.
No. People put
I actually
Everything.
have a funny
in
story about
No.
fondue.
Yeah.
Well, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm tell-
seriously. I've heard
Here's
some
here's
serious
news
stories.
for everyone out there. People are wrong in a lot of
true.
things.
But a
So,
fried Oreo, but a fried
Messiah
Oreo is not
can
wrong. Just to
go?
clarify, Messiah, a fried
Wait, what?
Oreo is really good.
I would
Really
s-
good.
I would not doubt that it's good, but I would say that it
It's
is
not good
an
for you.
incorrect
I've also
thing
heard a
to
deep
put
fried
in
Mars
you.
bar is good.
I am. I
With-
have to
with
say,
what
I
kind of
am
Mars
interested in
bar?
Hearing this fondue story.
European
This
or
fondue story.
American?
Oh yeah, I want to hear. That's true. That's a good point. I want to hear the fondue story.
My fondue story? Or,
Well, is it?
well, anyway, I was at this party,
Yeah.
right, with my brother. And they had this, well, it's not so much fondue, but you know how you have your chocolate fondues? Where
Well, I don't
you
wanna
get
hear
your
it now.
strawberries, you dip it in there.
Right.
Well, how about you shut up and listen to me?
If it's
Because you're going to hear it anyway. Anyway, my brother saw
Well,
this
not to
little
listen.
pot of chocolate, well, brown substance, and there were strawberries there, so he had assumed that it was chocolate, and that he could dip strawberries in it. So that's what he
Oh
did.
no.
And then he ate it, and realized he had just dipped a strawberry in barbecue sauce.
Nice.
Okay. eh,
That is a
I'll try it once.
that's called a flavor riot, and it
That's
like
not.
you'll do it once, and you'll be like, that was
Flavor riot.
insanely weird, and it doesn't belong.
Kind of like,
Flavor riot.
that's sort
That's
of like
hilarious.
freezing a strawberry as well. It's very different.
Yeah, I would say barbecue sauce. There might be like one fruit that barbecue sauce works with,
yes.
and that is the apple.
What?
No. No.
I'm not talking
You're
about
wrong.
just dipping apples in barbecue sauce. I'm talking about like if you're
That's
actually
my
cooking these things together, they'll work.
Tomatoes.
What?
But yeah, because tomatoes are technically a fruit.
Well,
I say
suppose
technically.
peach
They are
could be
literally a
interesting,
fruit.
'cause you can straight up
You
put a
do
peach right
sometimes
on.
put barbecue sauce
You can put a
on
peach
burgers,
on the grill.
and what else goes on burgers? Wait, peaches on
A peach on the-
grills?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Grilled bananas,
Really
surprisingly good.
Weirdo.
Grilled
That's
pineapple
about to
with
engage
cinnamon
in
on
That
it.
is
regional differences.
There you go.
exceptionally weird.
Yeah.
It's not, but you try it.
That
then you
is
tell me.
like-
Everyone's weird.
Best thing.
That's
Strange.
Best thing on a grill
Grilled peaches
versus.
are amazing.
Best thing on a grill versus any other method of cooking it though. Corn on the
Hot
cob.
dog.
True.
Don't
Hot
don't
dog.
remove the husk.
I can get
Just
behind
grill
that.
it in the husk
Burn it.
on a
I don't
grill.
actually
Yeah,
Feels
you
a
got to be
simple
careful,
person.
but it's so damn good.
Feels
I
simple
really like
I
hot
don't-
dogs. I do.
I stopped
I-
eating corn.
Hot dogs are icky.
Hot dogs are basically what didn't make the
Damn it.
grade for bacon.
I like hot dogs.
Pretty much.
I'm fine with
Really
them, but
good. They're
No.
horrible for
See,
you.
my
and
fifth
God
grade-
knows what goes in 'em,
No,
but
my
they're
fifth grade
delicious.
social studies teacher worked in a hot dog product like producing factory. He told us what's inside a hot dog. Never again.
I've been told inside what's a meat pie
Completely
too, but they
interesting.
still taste
LUNA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially when you like drown
I
that
think
thing in
about what
tomato
goes in my
sauce.
body.
I generally
Well-
I
do.
think about
I
hot
think
dogs
about
are the
I think about what
exception.
goes in my body too. I don't just shovel random stuff in there. I like to know what I'm shoveling in there.
I think
See, I
about
go
what
for the
satisfies my
random
hunger and
strategy.
keeps me from
I
starving.
just go for it.
Well, my twin sister
means-
had her wedding at Smithfield, like the Smithfield, like the bacon Smithfield. Freaking amazing.
There's a
Now
bacon one.
Chinese. There's a Chinese. It's Chinese now, but yeah, and a lot of the bacon, like physical bacon and pork and stuff, is known as Smithfield as a company. That's actually in Smithfield, Virginia,
Hmm.
but China bought it a couple years ago. So
I'm imagining. I'm imagining
tainted
like
meat.
an open bar style setting where it's just
Boom,
well,
headshot.
actually, an open bar for food is just bacon, or not. It's a buffet.
Bacon on
I feel like the
everything.
word you're looking
All
for
of
is
it.
buffet.
Yes, I said that. Thank you. An open bar for food is just a buffet.
It's just bacon. What?
But my
was a
mind was
buffet
on
with
bacon
full
when I
board.
thought of it.
Like, please repeat that.
My mouth is watering. I
Yeah,
want
I don't
bacon.
know about you, but if I'm gonna have a buffet of food, I want it to be a bit more than just bacon.
No.
I mean, is a
Wow.
buffet a buffet if it's just one food, or is it just
Sure.
a table
Yeah.
of food?
If
It
it's
could
bacon,
be.
it's bacon is everything.
But what if you
Bacon
cook
is
bacon
life.
several different ways and label
Yeah.
it out there?
Have y'all ever heard of a little supposedly healthful beverage, and it actually is supposed to be like a protein
Okay.
supplement kind of thing,
Right?
called Boost.
have not.
I've heard of it. Yes.
It was a Mead
I've heard
Johnson
of
product,
several
if I
types
remember
of
right.
Boost, so
Anyhow,
I
uh,
don't think we have it yet.
this was like the first like. I mean, nowadays you have like all kinds of little chocolatey protein shakes and stuff to help you get through the day or supplement your diet, whatever. The original one was Boost, developed by, I believe, Mead Johnson. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. But they tried so many different formulas. They could not get this drink with nutritional value to taste good. Finally, they turned a different direction, and
They should sell this.
they
to Whole
added
Foods on grip.
they added bacon to it.
Well,
They added
did.
bacon
It
to
was
their
called
recipe.
Soylent Green, and it was a horror movie.
No, they added bacon to their recipe,
holiday.
like bacon flavors, and
Bacon
it
is
made
full.
the drink taste good. And this is a chocolate drink, mind you. So bacon made protein shakes
Oh my
what they are today.
poor Indian guys can drink it.
So, would people stop eating bacon if it did turn out to be like Soylent Green and then it's people?
No.
Huh?
Tastes good.
I feel like
I-
people would
Yeah,
have
it tastes
moral
like
clashing.
It's almost it's almost a meme at this point. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a bacon culture. Like
There
it
is.
would be very
There
hard
is.
to tear bacon out of people's hands. Like it's at this point, it's like
Oh.
a
In
cultural
the US,
phenomenon.
for sure.
Well, my kid just turned
I'm
4 months.
pretty
and
sure.
he's getting close to teething, and I bought a bacon teether.
Of course you did.
Start them young.
Yeah. For real.
The first
bacon,
meal.
and I got
Hey,
a piece of broccoli.
what was the first meal you learned how to make?
Wait, what was the point of broccoli?
If you cook.
Pasta.
BLTs.
Pasta.
Scrambled
Really?
I'm
eggs.
Italian. It was expected.
But no, I mean like time of the day
No, that
meal,
was pizza.
not like a dish meal, but like time of the day meal.
Oh, so like
It was breakfast,
About 5
right?
varieties
Yeah,
Of egg.
Oh. Yeah, breakfast.
it was breakfast food that you first learned how to make because it's easy, simple, and damn, it's comforting.
Cooter, you want to
It's
drop
also
it?
super important, you know. Like they
Yeah.
pushed it a lot. I don't know if
That's-
I don't
Yeah,
think
here.
it's an age thing, but I know like we were learning about
Thank
the
you.
food pyramid, and it was always like you never skip breakfast. It's the most important meal
do
of
if
the
you're
day.
in
I feel like
uni.
it's pushed.
Yeah, actually,
No, that's called ramen for breakfast.
most human beings
Ew.
do skip breakfast, especially after the age of 20.
Well,
I
the
feel
thing
like-
is,
Breakfast since like
Either that or they call
16.
lunch breakfast.
well,
and-
the thing
and
is,
just
when
have
pizza's
eggs
on
for
a bagel,
Ramen.
noon
You can eat pizza
meal.
anytime.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
Obviously,
That's true. Well, technically,
Yeah,
you can
and
eat
that's-
anything at any time if you're open to it. The problem is people get
Yeah.
stuck in these ideas that like something can only be for at a certain time. I think
so.
it's
Yeah, what counts as breakfast then?
Bloody Mary.
Is
Yeah,
it
I was
the
gonna say
biggest
whiskey.
meal of the day?
mimosa.
Dang.
Because what if, right?
No, but a Bloody Mary can
Breakfast is
actually
the first
incorporate
meal
food
of the
into
day.
itself.
What if you
Look
don't
at
go to
mimosa,
sleep from
orange
the
juice.
previous night?
Oranges.
Are you then eating dinner? Or are you eating breakfast?
yeah, it's
I
true.
think
It's
it's the
largely
time of the
based
day,
on
not-
personal schedule.
Yeah.
I think
Like, how
I think the
does,
24-hour period plays a big hand in calling it whatever
Yeah,
meal
like,
it
have
is.
people here had to work like second or third shift? Has anyone been on one of those off schedules?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can an off schedule be playing random TG practices?
Yeah.
No, TG practices are always on schedule.
No.
Well, I mean that by the way of like in 360, our practices were 7:30 to 8 or to 9:30 p.m. in Australia. But when I became XO over there, I started attending the European ones, which were 4:30 in the morning to 6:30 in the morning.
That's pretty rough.
Wow.
How did you manage that?
With
You asked me this as I'm
coffee.
in Xbox One.
Desperation.
Well, I mean, were you
I did
working
it-
a schedule where that was like convenient for you?
No, he
or
wasn't
did you
working.
Just get up early in the morning. Like,
He was
what were you
learning.
I was actually on a uni break at the time, so it was easy for me.
Oh yeah.
I
that
did it
helped.
occasionally during uni and all that. But I was dumb and decided to go to sleep at midnight all the time and then wake up 4 hours later. It didn't always work out well.
Yeah, like I worked
Oh,
on
really?
a weird schedule like that where I did second shift, so I would work 3 p.m. to about midnight, and because I still wanted to game and I like to be competitive, I was playing Dota at the time, so I was playing with a Netherlands team when I was doing that because it
Oh,
was normal
gosh.
for them.
Oh.
I'm kicking this medic from our squad because he is a peasant and didn't revive me when I was a meter behind him.
Well done.
Literally, he could have tripped over and he would have fallen on my body.
I'll get my peasants.
All right. Well, hang on. One last thing. One last goofy thing for the podcast. Does anyone want to take bets on Iron Horse or clubs? What's the over under
I
on
take
that?
clubs.
I don't think that'd be
will
right for
will
me.
I get in trouble if I take clubs?
You can't make us lose.
Oh, okay, okay.
I guess the
All right,
question
so
really
it's
comes
Iron
down
Horse
to
all the way.
how-
We're gonna school you.
how many ringers will Iron Horse need to have for the practice and for the match rather.
All right. Well,
Any what?
hey, listen.
Huh?
We'll,
how
we'll
many ringers from
we listen. We're gonna be watching each other to make sure no one is visiting IN practices to find out who they're stealing, just in case.
Say, here's the thing. I'm going back. I'm watching the tape. I'm watching the club's practices. I'm gonna get your strategies down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be ready.
Good
Where-
luck learning anything.
Where are you watching those?
Yeah. Did you not see my KD on here?
You're getting those.
Halftime I barely broke even.
So that means you got to attend European practices on Sunday.
Well,
Except this one.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
I'm watching the tapes.
Ian, I have no
The
idea what
tapes.
you're talking about. The
Hudson makes
tapes.
Anyhow.
the strategy videos.
Anyhow,
Oh.
Audience, leave your thoughts for Clubs vs Iron Horse at on Twitter at hashtag Battlefield Division Podcast or
Conipto,
BFDib
before you
If I saw
podcast.
the-
Before I what?
can you answer me a serious question?
What?
How many people actually reply to these podcasts?
Literally no one submits requests or PMs me about it, but I do it anyway.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. So,
I mean, especially as we continue to make episodes, and as like obviously the quality's going to improve, it's so worth it. Plus,
I-
who cares? Iron Horse is going to win anyway.
I do
He
watch.
creates other
I don't know.
accounts and just
I
replies to his
feel
own
like if I watched
podcast.
an Iron
No,
Horse,
I don't.
Like,
I do watch.
recorded one, my mind would melt.
I do
Well,
get
that's the
on
thing,
Twitter.
That's the strategy.
Twitter.
We know you're watching. We're not going to let you catch on.
No. Oh my gosh.
No.
Anyway, on Twitter, I do watch hashtag BFDiv podcast. That's capital B F, capital D, IV, capital P, Oddcast. So
Wait,
if
how do
you're
you spell that last bit?
right, look it up. So if you have any, if you're outside of TG and you have any thoughts, just go ahead and drop that one into a tweet. I'll be paying attention. I'll be keeping an eye on it. If you're on the site, throw me a PM. Ask me what's up. Anywho,
Yo, what
that concludes the third official episode of the Fireteam Tactical Gaming Battlefield Division podcast. We'll see you hopefully not after a outrageously long break. Goodbye. Bye everybody.
Why don't you do it
Bye.
briefly?
Goodbye. Goodbye.